Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape, but to listen differently. The noise of the world, the scrolling, the chasing, the comparing, fades for just a second. Now imagine you could rewrite the story that plays quietly underneath your daily thoughts. That little voice that says money is hard, or I'll never be rich. What if you could teach it a new language, one of calm certainty, one that whispers, I was always meant to be abundant. Wealth doesn't begin with a paycheck. It begins with permission. Permission to believe that abundance isn't reserved for someone smarter, luckier, or born in the right zip code. It starts in the same place all transformation does, the mind. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reshape itself through repeated experience. But long before science gave it a name, humans already practiced it through stories, prayers, mantras, and rituals. Every night before sleep, our ancestors repeated words not because they were magic, but because repetition was the bridge between intention and belief. When you whisper, I am wealthy, you're not begging the universe, you're reprogramming the gatekeeper of your reality, your subconscious. Let's make this simple. Your conscious mind decides what you want. Your subconscious decides what you get. If the two don't agree, your life stays stuck in the middle. That's why affirmations work only when you feel them. When your body joins the conversation, if you repeat, I am a millionaire, but deep down you feel unworthy, the subconscious rejects it like spam. But when you repeat it with calm conviction, when you imagine what wealth smells like, feels like, frees like, the mind starts to soften. It starts to believe. And belief is not a decoration. It's the architecture of your reality. Think of it like tuning a radio. The station of wealth is already broadcasting. You just have to match the frequency. Every time you think, feel, and act like someone who already has abundance, you tune closer to that signal. Eventually, the static disappears. But here's what most money mindset gurus don't tell you. Affirmations alone won't make you rich. They are the key in the ignition, not the entire journey. You still have to drive to learn, to act, to make decisions that align with your new identity. Otherwise, you're just decorating your mental walls with motivational wallpaper. Let's explore what really happens when people internalize wealth as their natural state. Money beliefs don't appear out of thin air. They're inherited, overheard, absorbed like background noise. Maybe you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees or that rich people are greedy. Those words dig deep roots. And years later, even as an adult trying to build wealth, those roots still pull you back to scarcity. The subconscious mind isn't evil. It's loyal. It simply repeats what it believes keeps you safe. If poverty once meant belonging, then wealth feels dangerous. If struggle once meant virtue, then ease feels suspicious. That's why you can study finance, read every investing book, and still find yourself self-sabotaging. Because your brain isn't wired for success, it's wired for safety. To change that, you don't argue with the old story. You replace it with a stronger one. You create emotional evidence, not just logic, not just spreadsheets, feelings. When you visualize abundance, you're not pretending. You're training your nervous system to stop panicking around money. Imagine standing in front of a window instead of a mirror. In the mirror, you only see the current version of yourself. Through the window, you see who you're becoming. Every time you act with that image in mind, saving instead of spending to impress, learning instead of blaming luck, the old script weakens. That's how self-made millionaires actually think differently. It's not about being smarter. It's about being more consistent with what they believe about themselves. They've practiced abundance so long that their brains stopped doubting it. They no longer chase proof. They behave as if they already have it. So how do you practice abundance without lying to yourself? Start small. Instead of saying, I am a millionaire, say, I am learning to manage money like someone who values it. That statement doesn't conflict with your current reality. It invites growth. Over time, your self-image catches up. Gratitude is another subtle reprogrammer. When you say thank you for every coin, every unexpected tip, every tiny win, you're training your mind to notice wealth rather than its absence. And what you notice, you multiply. Gratitude turns the subconscious from a skeptic into a collaborator. But belief without motion fades. To make abundance real, pair your inner work with outer structure. Build automatic habits that reflect trust, auto-investing, consistent saving, scheduled reviews. You're telling your brain, see, I handle money responsibly. It's safe for me to have more. That safety rewires faster than any affirmation ever could. Now, let's take this further. Picture your financial future not as a fantasy, but as a version of your present that runs smoother, calmer, freer. That image isn't wishful thinking. It's a destination your subconscious can steer toward. Each time you act, speak, or think in harmony with that vision, the path clears a little more. Abundance becomes real when your choices start reflecting it. When you stop chasing every shiny shortcut and start trusting slow growth. When your calendar and your spending begin to reveal what you truly value. Because wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how peacefully you live while earning it. Think of every dollar as a seed. You can eat it today or plant it for tomorrow. Most people eat every seed because they've never believed the soil would actually give something back. But the wealthy, they plant patiently. They trust the cycle. They understand that time is the richest fertilizer. That's why delayed gratification is not punishment. It's proof of faith. Faith that your efforts will compound. Faith that your future self is worth waiting for. When you can delay pleasure without feeling deprived, you've already crossed the invisible line between struggling and thriving. Your energy follows your attention. If you constantly think about lack, you reinforce it. If you constantly act from fear, hoarding, rushing, competing, you shrink the space where wealth can grow. But when you treat money like a partner, not a prize, everything changes. You start managing it with calm confidence, not nervous control. Every act of generosity multiplies your capacity to receive. That's not mystical, it's practical psychology. When you give without panic, your brain learns that letting go of money doesn't equal danger. That shift rewires scarcity at the root. Suddenly, opportunities appear not because they were missing, but because you finally stopped blocking them. Now imagine a version of you who wakes up with quiet certainty about money. No panic when bills arrive. No jealousy when others succeed. Just peace, knowing wealth flows through your life like oxygen, not like a reward you have to beg for. That version of you doesn't just make more, they make better decisions, because fear no longer drives them. If you start living like that, even before the numbers change, you'll notice something strange. The world responds differently. Jobs find you, ideas click, people trust you with opportunities because confidence is magnetic and gratitude is contagious. That's what vibrational abundance really means. Not magic, but maturity. And when you finally hold the proof, the account balance, the business success, the freedom, you'll realize it didn't come from chasing money. It came from becoming someone who no longer doubts they deserve it. Someone who stopped needing permission to be prosperous. So tonight, when you lie down and the world goes quiet, take one steady breath. Remind yourself that wealth is not something distant. It's already in motion toward you. You just have to stop running away from it. Sleep peacefully knowing your subconscious is listening, learning, and building the life you've been preparing for. You are not chasing abundance. You are becoming it. If you've made it this far, take a moment to breathe it in. Every thought you've just listened to is a seed planted in your subconscious. It's already working quietly, shaping how you see wealth, how you act around money, and how you trust yourself with it. The truth is simple. Abundance was never outside of you. It was waiting for you to notice. If this message resonated with you, take a second to like this video. It helps more people find the calm, grounded path to financial freedom. Subscribe to The Passive Path if you want more stories and lessons about building wealth without losing your peace. Leave a comment and share one small mindset shift you're making after watching this. And if you know someone who's been struggling with scarcity, send this to them. You might be the reason their journey starts today. Thank you for watching, thank you for growing, and thank you for believing that quiet, steady wealth is possible. Good luck on your path, and I'll see you in the next video.